Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. For dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, The Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
Good evening, MFHL fans, into the Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex here in Stonewall, Manitoba for a showdown tonight between the visitors, the Westman Wildcats, taking on the home side and the Interlake Lightning. This is the MFHL Game Day pregame show brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico Goaltenders, and Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. I'm your host for this pregame show, as well as going to be your play-by-play commentator for tonight's action, and Graham the gshow Forsyth. Both of these teams squaring off against each other, looking to get back into the win column as we take a look at how the past week of action went for both of these teams in Week 5. For the Interlake Lightning, they actually didn't play any league games. They ended up playing in a tournament out of province, ended up making it all the way to the finals and lost. So they're going to be a team looking to continue to build off of that good mojo, that good momentum they had from last week's action play for themselves, even though they didn't end up playing any MFHL competition. As for the Westman Wildcats, well, they've not lost only one, not two, not three, but four straight matchups, as last weekend going 0-3. But I had a chance to talk with their head coach yesterday on the MFHL podcast. He said with the weather last week, it was tough for them to get many practices in, so this week that hasn't been the same issue for this Westman Wildcats team. It's their lone game of this weekend, and they're looking ready to go to get back into the win column here tonight as we take a look at the standings brought to you by Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools. It's the Eastman Selects entering into tonight's action in the league with a 12-1-1 record, the best in the league right now, although they don't have the best winning percentage, as that belongs to the Winnipeg Avers. For the Westman Wildcats, despite losing as many games in a row as they have, this team still well ahead as the rest of the pack, or ahead of the rest of the pack for third place, as they got a 5-point advantage on Pembina Valley and Yellowhead, who are both tied for fourth place. As for the Interlake Lightning, you know, they've been close in some of their games this season, but still searching for win number one. And what a better way to get your first win tonight if you're able to put in a solid 60 minutes and build off of what you built last week down in out of province. But as for this Bolts team, their outlook, build off of last weekend, play with a bit of desperation as well, as you got nothing to lose here. You know, you look at the standings right now and how things are shaping out, you know you're probably going to be near the bottom of the standings, so why not go out and pull off a shocker tonight like we've seen this team do before in their franchise's history. They got some really good players still on this team, even though they haven't really been able to get anything going much offensively. A player that's going to be in the middle of all of that, you'd have to think here tonight, is going to be number 5 and team captain Chloe Minkus, who leads this team in goals and points so far this year. So what type of desperation do we see from Bolt's team, the only team without a win so far this year out of all 9 teams in the MFHL? And what do we see from the Westman Wildcats, slipping and sliding as of late, losers of 4 in a row? But you got to remember one thing, this is a young team with only 2 grade 12s, some good grade 11 talent, a lot of grade 10 talent as well, and 2 players on this team that are actually underage players when we take a look at Callie Franklin, number 14, as well as number 2 in Ivy Fry. One thing is for certain, though, for this team, they got a lot of star power that is looking to be on display here tonight. That's been carrying the load for this team. Players like Ivy Perkin, Lucy Waldner, as well as Reese Schutte, Callie Hillhorst as well on the back end. Players that have committed to universities, and a player like Hillhorst as well. So yeah, we're going to get to see her in action tonight. We're also going to be able to see maybe one of the best goaltenders in the league here tonight. Not sure if Indigo Stone's going to get the start or not, but Kylie Hack is also tied for wins with Stone as well as Almeida. So either way, Westman with a strong goaltending tandem so far this year. One of those goaltenders looking to come up huge in this matchup here tonight. And yeah, what should the game plan be for this Westman Wildcats team? You know, on paper, you probably have more talent than this Interlake Lightning team, so why not go out and show it? It's been a week of intense practices for this Westman Wildcats team as they make their way out onto the ice right now. This is going to conclude our MFHL pregame show here on this Saturday night in Stonewall, Manitoba. A little bit of dancing in the dark here tonight. So that was the promo song we used for this MFHL game day to promote it on our Instagram. We'll see if one of these teams can get back in the win column here tonight. Something's got to give. One of them's got to come away with a win here on MFHL game day, the last game of November here for teams in the season. Enjoy, everybody.
Good evening and welcome to Stonewall Veterans Memorial Sports Complex in this evening's game between the Westman Wildcats and our Interlake Lightning. At this time, if you are able, can you please stand for the playing of O Canada?
And it's two teams, of course, as mentioned already many times throughout this broadcast, looking for a win here tonight to get back into the win column. Westman loses of their last 4 straight. The Interlake Lightning, the only team in the league that is yet to get into the win column. Starting goaltenders tonight, brought to you by Can Central, or by goaltenders, as I should say, your goalie's personal video review service. Number 1 in Oriana Kennedy for the home side, and the Interlake Lightning, number 1 on the other side as well for the Westman Wildcats and Kylie Hack. Both teams at center ice, and we're officially underway here for the puck drop on period number 1. In this game, brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools Terrico, goaltenders and Can Central sports cards and memorabilia. Is that sent all the way down into the Westman side of the ice for an ice and to start things off here. Westman Wildcats, you gotta think, looking for a fast start in this one. Same with the Interlake Lightning, as for Interlake especially, if you're able to get out in front, you force Westman to chase the game a bit. Try to lock things down defensively. This chipped off the board, sent in for Winross. Winross giving chase, beats her girl to the puck and recovers it, spins away to the corner and sends it down low, but a player cut off there by Claire Tilbury is played up while this goes. Now off the boards to number 6 and Lucy Waldner for this Westman Wildcat squad, as this gets played all the way into the Interlake Lightning zone and picked up by number 22 in Sydenham. Michaela Sydenham almost turns this puck over now into the feet of a Westman Wildcats player there, and I believe number 18, Bandale. Puck turned aside into the corner. Off of body there of Kylie Hack. Played up by the Wildcats. Going to the net. Reese Schutte. Her shot turned aside. Rebound there. Oriana Kennedy somehow sticking that pad out to make the save, as it's controlled by this Westman Wildcats team. Side of the net. Sticked away Bandale. Able to allow for a teammate to pick this up as a missed pass to Hillhurst. Off the mark from, I believe that might be Ivy Perkin, number 15 for this Westman Wildcats squad. It's back into center ice. Perkin, of course, the leading goal scorer in the MFHL heading into this weekend's action. Is played up to Chloe Minkus, team captain for this year's Interlake Lightning team. Gets in behind the Westman Wildcats goal line. Now working towards the point. Played off of the boards to a point girl, and that's sent to half wall. A little tic-tac-toe action here for Interlake, but can't connect out in front, as this puck still kept in the Westman Wildcats zone. Minkus in on the forecheck, almost forcing a turnover there, but Westman able to survive for now. Westman with some trouble with it along the wall. It's Minkus down low, battling along the boards with 2 Wildcats player. Now a Wildcats player lifts the stick of a Lightning player. This puck ends up back into the corner. Picked up side of the net, almost banked in on that side there by Ireland Timchak. This is finally played up into the neutral zone. Passed in by number 10 in Rhiannon Phillips. There's Phillips out there trying to get in on the forecheck. Now along the wall, I believe that may be Ivy Perkin. This Wildcat squad. This is Lucy Waldner who picks this puck up now, trying to fire it over to, that's number 19 and Emma Brown. Sent all the way back into the Westman Wildcat zone now. Played up the left boards, left wall, and back into the neutral zone. The Ireland Chimchak plays it up. That's Michaela Sydenham we did. Number 14 and Kelly Franklin, a underage player in this league, played a pass through the middle. Franklin now being taken advantage in front of the net, taking that puck away. This Lightning team does. It's now picked up by this Wildcat squad. 0-0 still with 16:20 remaining in this period of play. This game still hasn't seen many whistles as well since we've started the action, as it's Sydenham trying to go up towards the blue line to Minkus, but couldn't fire to her. It's picked up by the Lightning. Now side of the net, trying to go to Timchak there, but could not find her. As Island Timchak to the ice. That shot from the point turned aside by Kylie Hack. She was on top of her crease to make it. It was Darren Staples in the penalty box tonight playing the tunes. A little old school here tonight, a modern tune selection as well. Gotta love the mix that. One of the best people I've had a chance to talk to in my lifetime about hockey, to be honest. Fun times with Darren at the rinks growing up. Our sisters, my sister's daughter actually used to play on the same ringette team, his oldest that is. It's actually crazy. Two Staples players have played in this league now, and Ali Staples, a former Winnipeg Ice defenseman and Winnipeg Ice alumni, now playing for the University of Manitoba. And for Shelby Staples, she plays for the Interlake Lightning team, wears number 7, so great to see the Staples name still going strong here in this league. Shelby into her final year on this Interlake Lightning squad. Right now, her Interlake Lightning control this puck down low, but taken away by the Westman Wildcats. Hillhorst now at the point. Takes a blast. That shot can't get through a screen. It's hitting the body of her own there, Wildcat in front. Now picked up by that Wildcat. Waldner gets it back to Hillhorst, who plays it down the wall, trying to find number 10 in Phillips, but couldn't. Oh, a Westman Wildcats player now having some trouble with it to Winross, as Winross tried to dangle past, but could not. There on the play. Now into the neutral zone. It's played across to Thiessen. Short little pass. Can't go there to number 9 in Tegan Bragg, but Bragg continues along down low now. Forces a turnover along the boards. So now it's picked up by number 9. Stick handling with it and gets it up to the point towards Shelby Staples, but that puck unable to be held in. Now Westman trying to come in down the left side hard the other way. Closed off nicely there by Sydenham and picked up by number 14 for Interlake and Clark. Almost turned it over. Now to the other 14 in Callie Franklin, whose shot ends up going wide of the net and into the boards. Trying to scoop this loose puck. It's out of the boards. Can't, though, is the Westman Wildcats as Minkus plays it up to number 14 in Clark in the neutral zone. Now trying to play it in number 9 in Bragg, who does into Westman's end, as Westman tries to settle this down going D to D. Picked up now by this Interlake Lightning squad. Trying to go to the point, but just outside this puck goes and forces a turnover. That'll end up towards the wall again and played in by this Interlake Lightning squad. That's Chloe Minkus along the boards, battling there along with Tim Chat, but possessed by this Westman team and strong out. Now played up, number 17 in Jaden Holmsen. So this puck now onto the stick of Charlie Shearer, looking to break out again for this Westman Wildcat squad. Off the boards and now picked up by a number 7, Reese Schutte. Schutte tries to get that to a teammate, which she does. Up to Charlie Shearer. Shearer passes it across to her D partner. Through, and that turned aside by Ori Kennedy. With 12:35 remaining here in this period, not many whistles have gone so far. The goaltenders been somewhat busy. 4-3 shots in favor of this Westman Wildcats team, as their top line out there now with Reese Schutte taking the draw. Wins this on the tie-up. Gets this to the point to Lucy Waldner. Now towards the front of the net, but can't get there. Looking for deflections off of a stick. Sorry, I believe that might have been... yeah, Cadence Mann who took the shot from the point. Apologies. As Mann turns back into her own end and is going to retrieve this puck, which is down for an icing. We'll get a face-off draw back inside of the Interlake Lightning zone. That'll be Rhiannon Phillips to take it. She's out there with Waldner and her other line Maiden Brown as Westman gets some fresh legs out onto the ice. This puck sent all the way down once again, but it'll get on net for a shot as Kylie Hack there to stop it up and cover it up now with that glove. If you're joining us tonight, watching this broadcast from wherever you may be watching, thank you for tuning in. Looks like we're getting more and more fans packing the house here as we go along, which is great to see. That was picked up by Interlake. Going towards the front of the net, rebound there, scores! And the Interlake Lightning open up the scoring here on this Saturday night MFHL game day. As it's number 21 in Ireland, Timchek, who's able to draw first blood in this one. Getting to the net, putting home the rebound after a nice passing play was set up by the top guns on this Interlake Lightning team in Minkus, Winross, and Timchek. Tic-tac-toe play, first stop made by Hack, but couldn't control the rebound well enough. And with that, our first period goal is brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. As we talk about it, playing in front. Talked about how important it was for one of these teams to get the lead first here tonight to build some good momentum. And this Interlake Lightning squad, 4-4 in shots, made it all the way to a finals in a tournament last weekend out of province and continue to build off of those good habits so far, as this all the way down for an icing for now.
Assisted by number 5, Chloe Minkus, and number 16, Brianne Windrow.
As all players on that top line getting in on the action for the points on that goal, but it's been a solid forecheck so far from this Interlake Lightning team. They haven't given the Westman Wildcats the easiest time of getting out of their own end, so also, the less time you spend in your own end, the better, and getting saves like that, where Ori Kennedy putting this into a non-dangerous spot behind the net off of the rebound as this top line remains out for the Interlake Lightning squad. Sydenham tries to reverse this behind her back, but couldn't. Now loose puck gets to Winross. Winross with some trouble working it up at first, but onto the stick of Minkus. There's a nice dangle there by number 5. Tries to thread the needle on that pass to the goal scorer in Timchek, but couldn't. Timchek good on the forecheck though to get this puck free and loose, trying to create more opportunity on the cycle, but turned over now onto the Westman Wildcats players' sticks. So they look to set something up. Into the skates, the feet of Peyton Smith, but nice job by Smith to get this up now. Blocked up off of that shot by Claire Tilbury by the Interlake Lightning. Nice job. As Perkin along the boards, leading goal scorer in the MFHL, continues on. Nice little move to get by Perkin. Still searching for this puck. Gets it cross crease, but can't connect with one of her teammates who's there in Brooklyn Van Dale. Van Dale now at the point. Tries dumping this in, but nice job by the Interlake Lightning getting in the way. Oh, here's Shooty now dangling up. Shooty putting the moves on the Interlake Lightning defense and turned aside there by Oriana Kennedy off of the shot. As Kennedy, strong start to this game for her, as her Lightning also up by a goal right now, 1-0. It's this top line out for this Westman Wildcats team. Troy Gold, had a chance to talk to him yesterday, head coach of the Westman Wildcats, and he talked about how these top players, this top duo specifically in Shooty and Perkin, have been driving the bus, along with players like Hillhorse as well. And we've seen their skill on display here early on. Shooty with a nice zone entry in and nice deceptive stick handling. Able to create some space for herself before unloading a tough shot for Kennedy to stop up. It's even had Kennedy adjusting her equipment a bit before that last face-off was taken. Turned over now onto the stick of Ivy Perkin, who tries to get it back but could not. Now taken by Thiessen. As Thiessen, dangles to the backhand. Nice to protect this. Drops it back now to Winross. Winross can't get that shot through though. Blocked up by Perkin. Now onto the stick of Shooty. Back to Perkin. As Perkin, nice little short backhand pass to number 6, I believe, in Waldner, but her shot unable to go this time around as it's wide of the net. going off of a stick. Waldner, that puck getting past her and getting past all the Westman Wildcats, now down into their own end, all the way for an icing. Shot 6-4 so far, just under halfway gone, or over halfway gone in this period. With a 1-0 Interlake Lightning lead here on your home for MFHL Hockey. G-Show Productions. Bannon Phillips to take the draw again. That one won by number 6 in Kiesman. As along the boards, both teams going to battle, trying to get this puck loose. Can't quite get a good angle of it right now. It is loose to the Lightning's glove, and number 1, Oriana Kennedy, making that stoppage from a Westman Wildcats player shot. From the point, number 9, and Charlie Shearer, who remains out there. Westman doing a good job so far, winning off of the forecheck and getting pucks to the point, trying to set up shot opportunities there and get traffic in front to take away the eyes of Oriana Kennedy. Not much success yet of taking away her eyes, but doing a good job of getting pucks to that point and controlling it there. Side of the net now. Kennedy reaches out to grab that puck, and we got a stoppage in play. You got to think for an Interlake Lightning win, too, it's going to take a special performance, right, in this league against this competition. Been close in some games, but you haven't quite gotten that performance necessary to get yourself over the top. If you're able to get performance from individual players that stand out big time, like from your goaltender, especially like we've seen so far, that'll go a long ways to potentially you coming away with a victory here. But lots of time to go still. Ireland Timchek, player who opened up the scoring first here, is being hounded on and draws a penalty there on the play. I believe it'll be 2010-born Ivy Fry going to the box. Two minutes for hooking, and it will be Ivy Fry going to the box, that is. So with that, we bring Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia onto the screen as the Interlake Lightning look to strike here on this power play to give themselves bigger cushion in the lead here. But the Wildcats with some different ideas, sending this all the way down. So Oriana Kennedy out of her own net to play it to Sydenham, who Sydenham plays it up to Minkus. Minkus off of a skate of a Westman Wildcats player on her way towards getting that to Timchek. Timchek drops it now to the point to Staples, sends it across to Sydenham. Sydenham plays it off the boards to Winross as the control continues for now. Sydenham just able to hold the line across. This goes to Shelby Staples. Her shot way wide of the net. That, I believe, hit a body on the way through. Still controlled by the Interlake Lightning team, keeping it on the outside, looking to work it to the inside. Up to the point now. Sydenham blocked up by Schutte. As Schutte stays in her position to take away the rest of the middle of the ice. Tie up now. Loose puck to the point for Interlake. Shot turned aside there by Kylie Hack. Reaching out with the glove to make it with exactly 1 minute gone in this power play. Really like that from the Interlake Lightning squad. Of course, you'd like to try to get to the middle more, but if it's not there, just be patient. Work it to the outside, keep it there. Play a bit of keep away, which they did. Finally generating a shot from the point, and there again, generating a shot off of the face-off draw. So it's number 6 and Cashling Kiesman taking the draw as this loose puck gets there. That shot turned aside off of a block from Callie Franklin, as Franklin, huge kill from the bantam aged player to get this all the way down on the penalty kill. Says a lot, I think. Troy Gold's trust in this group to have players like Callie Franklin to go out in big situations like on this penalty kill. As this loose puck picked up, now played to the point off of the stick of Kiesman. Kiesman gets it back now. She decides to fire, tipped in, scores! A thing of beauty here for the Interlake Lightning as they strike on the power play. 23 seconds remaining on it with 6:43 left here in this period to go up 2-0 over the Westman Wildcats. Not sure they know what has hit them so far here in this game, but it's been a storm filled with some thunder. And that thunder is rolling loud right now. As an accurate shot from the point there, near the half wall from Kashlyn Kiesman. You could see she hesitated at first and thought, why not? Fires it on net. After a bit of hesitation, and it'd be Ellis Pearson who ends up. Yeah, Brooke Sear. Brooke Sear, as Darren Staples has confused himself down there. But yeah, nice tip by number 10 and Sear on that goal, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cars and Memorabilia. A shot 7-6 in favor of Westman. They're down 2-0 here on the scoreboard. As this recovered and skated behind her own net, sent up. And now played pass onto the stick of Schutte as Schutte banks this down low. Played onto the stick of Perkin. Gets this up to the high slot. Waldner there trying to unload a shot, but that doesn't get through. Up to the point to Hillhorst. Now her shot high off of the blocker of Kennedy. Now onto the top of the net, and the whistle blows. 5:42 remaining now. Been a lot of high shots so far here on net that Kennedy has had to save up. So it brings Rhiannon Phillips back on to take this draw for Westman. Ties up her girl on the face-off draw, but better job by the Interlake players to get to that loose puck. Bragg almost drags it through, but couldn't, as that got stripped away from her at the blue line. Warnick now plays it back to Bragg. Bragg trying to find a girl in the middle. Off of the stick it goes. But Interlake continuing with it on the forecheck. Trying to win this puck. Gets it to the point now. That shot from Warnick will be blocked up. Huge one for the Westman Wildcats, and breaking through the check-in. It's a Wildcats player. Her shot turned aside and out of play. Couldn't make out who it was. Oh, it was Ivy Fry. Defenseman jumping up in the play, trying to make something happen, get something going for her team after taking that penalty that ended up leading to a goal. It's a straw won by Westman, but they can't hold it in, as banked in off the boards by Shearer. Now it'll be Shelby Staples with a bit of patience before sending it along the boards up to Timchek. That puck sent towards the net, looking for tips but couldn't get it there, was Westman. Now into the feet, that goes of a Westman Wildcats player into the feet of a Lightning player, but skated up. Winross trying to dangle through but couldn't that time through Charlie Shearer. It's behind the back pass up to number 4 in Claire Tilbury, didn't end up going. Now man down below. Ends up being pinned up along the boards, forces a turnover, now sent in by this Lightning team, but touched up with the stick, so an offside on the play. They didn't fully clear the line. It'll be Reese Schutte on the draw again, wins it for this Westman Wildcats team. They go D-to-D. As this puck played towards the net, but cut off by number 17 in Ellis Pearson. It's now off the boards. This one gets past number 15, or might be, not sure who it is there for this Wildcats team. Their number's a bit hard to see at points here so far. Played down low to Reese Schutte. Schutte plays it up to the point. That shot to the net, tip there, rebound, loosed, and finally covered up by Oriana Kennedy. So it's Van Dale and Perkin whacking away at it, along with Schutte. All members of that line there. This draw will be won again by this Wildcats team, but played too far out of that outstretched stick of Callie Franklin. Just played back to Yan Chishin. Yan Chishin tries going up the boards for this Interlake Lightning squad, but can't. It's picked up. Ivy Perkin down low, being battled away there along the boards with Chloe Minkus. As the loose puck picked up, Callie Franklin now to the front of the net, side of the net that is, but now chipped out and passed onto the stick of Brianne Winross, who Winross Tries to thread a pass through to Timchak, but couldn't get it there. Top line for Interlake. Created a lot of damage in this first period so far. Here they go again. Chloe Minkus shielding the puck towards the front of the net. Draws. Oh no, doesn't draw a penalty on the way through. Thought for sure. With her going to the net and losing her bounce the way she did. Oh, speaking of a shot that surprised that one didn't go in. That went off the side of the net off of Reese Schute's stick. Covered up by Oriana Kennedy now. But yeah, Minkus shoots that puck, and right as she's shooting, she gets tripped up, and well, I guess the ref's just letting her play. Letting two players play. This draw won by the Westman Wildcats. Nice move at the point. That shot turned aside. Rebound there, and kept out by Oriana Kennedy. So with 2:31 remaining left on the clock here in this first period of action. This first period that's been brought to you by Macon Fasteners and Tools. Or no, by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Macon Fasteners and Tools will be coming up a bit later on here in this game as a sponsor. So it'll be Bell kicking this out to the point. Fry trying to send that to the net. There was a duck in Rhiannon Phillips who tried to get it out of the way, but didn't matter much. Timchak now with some good speed, trying to get to that puck first on the forecheck. Couldn't send into the neutral zone and back into the Wildcat zone. Now loose puck, center ice, being sticked at by the Westman Wildcats. Now sent in again into their own end. So it'll be picked up. Ivy Fry. It's picked up now by Tilbury. Tilbury turned it over into the neutral ice, sent all the way down into the Wildcats, and again, Hillhorse now tries to pass that on to the stick of number 17 in Homesen, but couldn't. Now glove down by Fry, goes D-to-D to Hillhorse, back to Tilbury. As Tilbury circling around her own net, flips this puck out of the zone and giving chase on it, number 17 in Homesen, in on Yancish, and Homesen, good stick to create a good turnover. That shot from Tilbury can't get through Yancish, and Tilbury trying on the wraparound, but nice stick by Warnick to be there. The back door to shut her down. Sent towards the front of the net, tipped on there, trying to attempt to tip it was Homesen, but didn't get the bounce she needed to get that puck on net. This puck getting through the glove of Oriana Kennedy, but goes wide of the net. That shot coming from Charlie Shear is Interlake trying to just survive out of their own zone now, and they do just that for now. The bit of time to breathe as Westman goes off for a line change, but guess what? It's number 5 and Man who's there to create a bit of a turnover. Reese Schutte from the corner tries getting that out in front to Man, ends up at the side of the net and covered up by Oriana Kennedy with 28.5 seconds left here in a first period that's flown by. With that, it's the Lightning, the Bullets, who are up 2-0. See if they can hold on. Side of the net. Oh, trying to kick out her leg to make that save, Oriana Kennedy, but that puck missing. As it's sent all the way out, stretched up. Sent to Brianne Winross. Has Timchak heading to the net. Timchak heading towards the net as Winross drops this to Minkus. Minkus towards the front of the net, but can't get there. 4 seconds left. Oh, Sydenham turns this over. Reese Schutte trying to get to the net. Just shoots as time expires. As didn't have enough time to get a quality chance on net there, but with that, everybody, we go to period number 2 with the score 2-0 in favor of the Interlake Lightning. The Westman Wildcats really turning it on there after that second goal was allowed. Finishing the period with 13 shots to 6. Yeah, so far I think that Westman, they got some good opportunities, some good chances to put some better quality on net. It just hasn't happened at this point. You can see they're looking for deflections, looking for shots from the point. My advice to them, honestly, if I was their head coach in Troy Gold, is, keep shots lower. Look for those sticks, look for more deflections. even outside of not just trying to get them on ice and to redirect them, as we saw Westman trying to do many times during that period. The lower the shots are, the easier it is for your players to tip them, right? As for the Interlake Lightning, getting great goaltending from Morgiana Kennedy, and that top line really carrying the load here so far and making a huge difference, building good momentum for them so far, and involved in that first goal of the game to get things started here. The Interlake power play also looked good. They'll continue to look to be opportunistic in this one. So they're up 2-0 over the Westman Wildcats, looking to win their first game of the season here. The Lightning are, and for Westman looking to break a 4-game losing streak. We'll be back for the second period action here and some more first intermission analysis from the first period here on MFHL Game Day on gshow Productions on gshow.ca. Stick around, folks, for the next period coming up soon.
Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. For dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry upper deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, the Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
Welcome back to the Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex, as it's the Interlake Lightning, the home side, up 2-0 over the Westman Wildcats, currently here on MFHL Game Day in this last November game of the year for both of these two teams, as well as all the rest of the teams in the MFHL tonight. Apologies, got the Manitoba Major Junior Hockey League on my mind apparently, but yeah, the way this week's gone so far, it started off with a 3-0 win for the Eastman Selects. Last night's scores, it ended up being another 3-0 win for Eastman over the Central Plains Capitals. Pembina Valley winning 6-3 over the Yellowhead Chiefs. The game's happening here so far today. Winnipeg winning 4-0 over the Pembina Valley Hawks to improve to 6-4-1. As for the Winnipeg Abros, they are up 3-1 right now over the Central Plains Capitals in Portage, and Eastman up 3-0 against the Yellowhead Chiefs in Shoal Lake right now in that game happening. As for the standings here, they're not fully updated, as it's now the Winnipeg Ice who are tied with the Pembina Valley Hawks and the Yellowhead Chiefs in the standings. Winnipeg will most likely be the team atop of all those teams in terms of how they sorted by the tiebreakers and stuff, since they got that head-to-head win against the Pembina Valley Hawks so recently here. And yeah, as for this game, the first period of action ended up being the Westman Wildcats who got the bulk of the shots near the end of it, but not exactly the highest quality of shots put on net. They'll be looking for higher quality shots to get on that goal occupied by Oriana Kennedy, as she was perfect in that first period. The top guns for this Interlake Lightning team, that top line of Windross, Timchak, and Minkus connecting for the first goal of the game. And Interlake also doing some good work on that power play, getting pucks to the net, good traffic in front for a good tip from Brooke Sire. Speaking of the Interlake Lightning, they make their way back out onto the ice. We're going to get to this second period call in just a moment here, ladies and gentlemen, as Oriana Kennedy makes her way to her crease, to her end of the ice, which is opposite this time around. As for the Westman Wildcats, they make their way out onto the ice now. So we'll have period 2 for you coming up here very soon on MFHL Game Day here on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. Enjoy the second period, everybody. As for the Interlake Lightning, they're going to be starting off with their top line here, Minkus, Windross, as well as Timchak. The energy! You'll love it from both sides on their benches. More so Westman being louder here, as they're looking for a big period coming up as we're underway in this second, down 2-0. This Westman Wildcats team is Shelby Staples, struggles with it a bit in her own end to get this one out. Still maintained along the boards at the blue line near the Westman Wildcats bench, their forward door. Puck gets sent down into the Interlake Lightning zone onto the stick of Staples as she rims this around. Top line out to start off for this Westman Wildcats team as well, as they look to force a turnover. Shot on net from Fry from the point. Turned aside, though. Off the glove there from Oriana Kennedy. This period brought to you by Terrico and Goaltenders, specifically Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. Check out their website at GordyTumelsonGoalies.ca for more details on what they do and offer. Interlake trying to get this up the boards but can't. Now Bragg trying to send it up, but off of a body of a Westman Wildcats player that goes now turned over by the Wildcats, sent up by this Lightning team, but not there on the stick of Rick Sire, as that pass from number 15 and Michaela Warnick misses. So with that, we get another face-off inside of the Eastman Selects, or the Interlake Lightning zone. As played onto the stick, number 19 and Blake Darag, as Darag gets it all the way down and onto the net. Occupied by Hack, as Hack covered things up here. Check out another stop and play. Played back down low for this Westman Wildcats team. First one on will be Yanchishin, though, for the Interlake Lightning to cut that off. Below the goal line. Sent towards the front of the net, but cut off by Warnick. Her bank off the board's not strong enough, though. That puck heading towards the net, cut off by Yanchishin. As Westman gets this up to the point now. Man, her shot unable to get through the skates there of a Lightning player. That shot on net turned aside by Oriana Kennedy. Try to move this around just a bit as well. Our sponsor text as kept inside of this Interlake Lightning zone still. And finally poked out. It's Chloe Minkus has a girl with her in Winross. Minkus will take it herself for the time being. Minkus decides to shoot. That turned aside by Kylie Hack. Minkus didn't get that rebound she may have wanted. Sent down low to Winross, who ends up getting it up to the point to Alice Pierce. Her shot ends up going just wide. Alice Pearson, that is. As held in at the point. Now, nice moves by a Interlake Lightning player there in Thiessen, as Thiessen gets back to the point to send this in to Minkus, but gets past number 5, and now off the boards up to Waldner, as Waldner able to get this into the Interlake Lightning zone now. Along the boards, both teams banging away at it. Crashing along the boards. That long shot on net. Turned aside and swallowed up by Kennedy. So with that 17:02 remaining in this period of play, Westman now up to 16 shots compared to the 7 for this Interlake Lightning squad. It's the Interlake Lightning who lead it, though, by a score of 2-0. Here along the boards, as this puck picked up by Reese Schutte down low. Reese Schutte with some speed building now. Ends up going to the point to Winross. She unloads her shot off of the backside of one of her teammates there. Unable to get through, but it's back to Winross. Now that off of the side of the net, looking for a tip, but didn't get one. Is now picked up by Ann Chishin. Goes into a skates of her teammate. It'll be Clark who ended up getting it out. Now this goes off of the skate of a Westman Wildcats player. Shelby Staples couldn't clear it out. Ends up loose puck to the top of the zone. Interlake unable to possess it. Now maybe they're able to, but this gets chipped all the way out. Given chase on it, number 11, and Peyton Smith is Smith on Thiessen, but Thiessen able to get there first as Thiessen trying to fend her off. Skate away from her. All she can do is play this off the backboards into the direction of Shelby Staples. Is this puck able to get out? Winross now able to get to it first. Stopped up at the blue line, though. It's Winross trying to spin away from the check-in. Does just that. Makes her way in now through the middle. Winross trying to dangle through, which he does. Pass man gets to the pocket there, down low again. It'll be picked up by Smith and sent out. Backhand pass up to Tilbury. Tilbury trying to maneuver her way in with an inside move, but couldn't. Now trying to get in on the inside on Yan Chishin. This puck along the boards to the Westman D. Mann decides to send that down low. Out in front, that shot just turned aside, getting a piece of it by the pads of number 1 and Oriana Kennedy. This sent all the way down and given chase, but not making it there in time would be Shearer for this Westman Wildcats team. Or no, sorry. Didn't even matter, as that was an Interlake Lightning icing. As this ends up 1 and to the point for the Westman Wildcats. Sent all the way down. And picked up by Timchak. As Timchak off the boards, down for another icing for this Interlake Lightning squad. They try to beat it out, but can't. As Caden Spann had the positioning on Winross again. Draw will be to the blocker hand side of Oriana Kennedy, and one by her team in the Interlake Lightning as they try to get this out off of the glass but couldn't. As Minkus tries to scoop up this loose puck. It'll be scooped up by the Westman Wildcats, trying to send this towards the front of the net but wouldn't get there as it's blocked up by number 15 and Warnick. Warnick continues along with it. Just before the blue line sends it in deep, goes off for a change. As this gets played up, now turned over onto the stick of Kiesman as Kiesman tried to make a move to the net but lost possession of the puck. Side of the net now. Kiesman's shot couldn't register. There for a chance on Hack is that block now by the skates of Waldner. Trying to get to the puck first, but Thiessen will be there first. Westman unable to cut it off there at the line. So delayed offside on the play allows for the Lightning to pick this up and build through the neutral zone with speed as Thiessen dangles through the stick of Callie Franklin. Gets this to Brooke Sire. Sire tries touching this up to the point but can't. This gets past the Interlake Lightning defense and taken in by Reece Schutte, who is denied there by Oriana Kennedy. Huge save on the breakaway chance. It's for number 1. Their 17th save of the night so far, her biggest one of the night so far. As that shot turned aside into the backboards. Almost a bad bounce for Interlake, but they survive. As it's up to the point. That shot turned aside off of the right pad. That's stopped by Kennedy. As stoppage in play coming up here. Something to do with Oriana Kennedy's helmet, I believe. Or just maybe her in general. As all of her teammates gathering around her. Trainer coming to talk to her. Making sure everything's all right. As for Kennedy, she's been big time here tonight. I mean, 19 saves made on all 19 shots she's faced so far here tonight. A player that played last year for the Eastman Selects, goaltending partners with Addison Tomes, who Tomes, of course, back on Eastman this year. Kennedy ends up making this Interlake Lightning team. I believe Eastman going with Isabelle Bossier over her. And I mean, for Kennedy, who is so competitive and, you know, from talking to her last year, plays with a chip on her shoulder, this opportunity for her to go to a new team, a team in the Interlake Lightning that is an underdog year in and year out. I think it was a great fit. But obviously something not right for Kennedy right now, as this sends Jane Sugimoto into the game. Sugimoto, a rookie last year, or not a rookie last year for this Interlake Lightning team, but played on this team last season, and showed some promise in some games, backing up legendary Rachel Halderson for this program. Sugimoto actually ended up starting the first game of that first round series they had last year against the Eastman Selects, where Rachel Halderson was dealing with an injury and Sugimoto was put into a position that maybe she wouldn't have thought she'd be in, with just how great Halderson was, and then all of a sudden goes down with an injury. And now Sugimoto coming in for a goaltender that's been very strong tonight, and Oriana Kennedy is chipped up ahead onto the stick by herself by Perkin, who was dangling but couldn't finish it. So it was a great back check there from the Interlake Lightning team to take it away. As this puck along the boards, now passed across to Shelby Staples, as Staples skate this puck up, passes it up to Winross, as her shot rising and gloved down by Kylie Hack. Along that left side, that was taken. .12:26 on the clock. 9th shot of the night here for this Interlake Lightning squad. It'll be Kiesman who takes this draw, wins it, and sent back down low to Kiesman behind the back pass, but no one there. As quick pass over to Cadence Mann as she gets this breakout started, skating it through and passing it in to the Interlake Lightning zone. Now this gets sent all the way back down to the Westman Wildcats zone as Charlie Shearer, first one on it, to chase it down off the board. She connects with number 17 and Homesen. Puck gets past Homesen now and given chase on to recover it first for Interlake. Number 4 in Yan Chishin, as Yan Chishin off of the backboards plays it around. Back down low to Yan Chishin now, as this sent onto the stick. Ubreg able to get it out now into the neutral zone, battling away with number 8. I should say number 9 for Westman. Or no, yeah, number 8 in Emery Casson, as that long shot sent out of play off of the stick of Jane Sugimoto. This comes into this game, of course, with this Interlake Lightning squad up 2-0 in this second period, brought to you by goaltenders. As that shot now deflects all the way out of play off of a stick. As both teams look to square up again, this time to the glove hand side of Sugimoto. As Rhiannon Phillips ties up her girl off the face-off draw, and I believe Chloe Minkus. This puck gets sent ahead through the neutral zone, given chase on it. Timchek able to get to the puck first, gets dragged down, and a penalty coming up here on the play. Another great effort here from this Interlake Lightning top line to draw it in their favor. This will send them to their second power play of the night. For the Interlake Lightning, this power play brought to you by Terrico, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. To find out why, check out terrico.ca. She scores. Sydenham able to put that in from the point. As I had to take my headset off for a moment to adjust something, as Sydenham, her shot finds a way past Hack through a screen. And you know, it wasn't the most dangerous shot in the world by the looks of it, but a dangerous shot in terms of how accurate that was going through the screen. And for Sydenham, able to make good on special teams here once again for this Interlake Lightning squad, who now goes up 3-0 on that goal, brought to you by Terrico. on the power play. So, in a game where Westman has had their chances,
Interlake Lightning goals.
the team that's had half of them on net is up now by 3.
Assisted by number 16,
It's Brianne Windross with an assist on the play. And with that 10:55 remaining, now a 3-goal lead for this Interlake Lightning team, and they don't seem to be done as of yet, as still continuing on the pressure. It's battling away there, Callie Hillhorse. Almost turns the puck over, but not quite. Puck sent out and into the direction for Ivy Perkin to chase it down. Is now loose puck picked up by Reese Schutte at the point. Schutte cuts to the outside. That shot off of the stick of Sugimoto, but kept out. As the goaltender able to make the save, now sent in just before the blue line, covered up by Kylie Hack. Allows for this Interlake Lightning team to get some fresh legs onto the ice, same with the Westman Wildcats. As this sets up Interlake's top line against one of Westman's lines. Not sure if it's line 2 or line 3 out there. Nonetheless, they're able to get possession of it. Smith skating it up, tries to fire it in, but cut off by the Interlake Lightning. Smith looks to continue with it now. Picked up along the boards. That Homesen playing it towards the front of the net, but can't get it there to a teammate. Is whacked in and sent down below for this Westman Wildcats team. Changing a few players on the ice now. That shot from Fry from the point, unable to go. So it was going way wide to begin with. Walter now trying to get that towards the front of the net, but couldn't. It'll be a turnover forced by some good stick checking, though, down low for this Westman Wildcats team for the time being. Ellis Pearson able to get it across to Thiessen. She gets tied up along the boards. Puck sent out in front. That shot unable to be unloaded on by a Westman Wildcats player, however, as this puck sent all the way down and given chase is Timchak on Shearer. Shearer able to bank this off the boards, but turnover forced by Winross up the boards now. She unloads that shot, rebound almost there for number 6 in Kiesman, but a great stick from the Westman Wildcats to negate that out in front. Just getting a piece of it. Smith, her long shot just trickles wide of the net, occupied by Jane Sugimoto. Coming in for a relief on Oriana Kennedy as this gets chipped up to Clark. Clark looking to go one-on-one with Callie Franklin. Clark cut into the middle, but the nice stick from Callie Franklin eliminates that chance. Westman trying to chip this up the boards past the latest goal scorer in Sydenham, which they do. Waldner gets it up to Perkin. Perkin trying to make a move there on Shelby Staples, but a nice stick there from number 7. Perkin still wheeling with it. Up top, backhand shot. Oh, what a save made by Sugimoto to keep out that rebound. Keeping it a 3-goal lead for this Lightning squad. As from the side of the net, rebound there again, but nice job by the Lightning to converge. Side of the net, that goes off of now with that shot, as the Lightning still can't get it out. And that shot going off the pads of Sugimoto again. Relentless pressure from this Westman Wildcats team looking to break the ice on their evening. Schutte backhand up to Shearer. Her shot turned aside. Rebound. Oh, getting in there in time to cut it off. Sydenham, she tries to eat it along the boards, but it'll be Westman who gets possession of it again. Winning it on the forecheck. Shearer, her shot through, I believe, just catching a piece of Sugimoto's pad off of that shot as it was turned aside. Under 8 minutes to go here in this period. Now another long shot saved by Sugimoto. Along the boards now. Kicked up to the point. That shot unable to get through, and now possessed by the Interlake Lightning as they're able to send it all the way out, all the way down for what will be an icing. We got to give her a round of applause there, ladies and gentlemen. Jane Sugimoto, what a performance from her as goaltenders back onto the screen. Once again, though, I mean, you look at how this game has gone and the shots that Westman has on net, still not getting the most high quality of shots. So you know you can get that quantity. It's about getting that quality now throughout those shot totals you've been able to put up so far, which is 26-11. They lead in the shots compared to Interlake. Approaching 7 minutes remaining in this period as that shot, the one maybe Westman was looking for, fanned on, picked up now. Smith just wide and high of the net. That goes. Hillhorst sends it down low off the boards. Picked up by Sydenham. As Sydenham in between these skates. Her pass sent to Clark. So along the boards now. And skated by Fry. Spins up towards the point again. Plays a pass across to Hillhorst, who plays it off the boards down low. Puck gets passed. And now cut off by Fry at the point, who sends this down low. Number 11 and Smith, who gets bear hugged a bit there by Sydenham for the time being. Sydenham now doing a nice job of pinning her up and allows for her teammate and Chloe Minkus to skate with this puck now. Minkus, nice move, nice speed being built through. She now enters into the Wildcat zone, and that shot just high of the net. Had number 9 and Bragg with her, but elected to hold on to that one. As this puck felt to be held in at the point by the Wildcats. Picked up by Timchak. Has Winross with her. Timchak, she sends a shot on net, but turned back into the corner off of the pads of Hack. Now Chloe Minkus trying to get this loose puck along the boards, but couldn't in the skates of Winross. As Winross trying to get to that loose puck still, but couldn't. Sent out by this Wildcat squad. Given chase on it, but picked up first by Yanchishin as Yanchishin off the boards up to a teammate. Holding the line well, though, the Wildcats did. So they're able to keep this down low as this puck Zariel for just a moment ends up staying along the boards, and now Schutte trying to bring it out from that spot, but could not. It's this sent all the way back down again. So Yanchishin will be first one on it. Yanchishin plays this up the boards with a backhand into the neutral zone, turned over, now onto the stick of Brooke Sire. Her shot turned aside by number 1 and Callie Hack. Sire was looking for her second of the night there, but not to be. As 4:52 remaining, it's the Interlake Lightning up 3-0 here with an offensive zone face-off draw coming up in the Wildcat zone. Won by Sire. Staples up from the point to take the shot. That got blocked. Derek, her shot, no rebound there, but oh, just not quite good enough, not accurate enough on the shot from number 17 and Alice Pearson is now skated up. Ivy Perkin, nice little one-touch deke to get by into the slot. She goes with that pass, but couldn't connect with number 18 and Van Dale. And with that, we get another stop and play here. The face-off draw coming up inside of the Interlake Lightning zone. It's a game of inches right now for this Westman Wildcats team. That pass a few inches to the other side. Same with that shot. Maybe it ends up going in as it goes off of the post. But held in by Westman. Now looking for a tip in front, not able to get it from Van Dale. Through the legs pass to Minkus. Banks it off the boards and all the way down and goes. So that will be an icing on the play. And by the way, I said Minkus wearing the C this year for the Interlake Lightning team at the start of the broadcast. That not being the case, as there's many players that are wearing the A's, and Minkus being one of them. So this puck sent all the way down once again. And down for another Interlake Lightning icing. It'll be Tilbury to take the draw against Minkus. Minkus tied up. Tilbury wins it, trying to get possession of it. Westman now couldn't quite do it. Sent all the way out back into Westman's zone. Not strong enough for an icing this time around as Fry goes off the backboards to Hillhorst. Hillhorst tries to play it up to home send, but couldn't as that puck ends up out of play, and catching it there was actually Oriana Kennedy sending it back down. Nice to see that she's still on the bench with her teammates. She just watches on in this game now. As this draw won by the Westman Wildcats, played off of the backboards, D to D, it goes up to Man. Man tries finding Waldner, but Waldner has that puck deflect off of her stick. Sent out now for this Westman Wildcats team and sent back into their zone right again by the Interlake Lightning. As reverse, Shearer goes to number 5 and Cadence Man play quickly up to number 3 for the Westman Wildcats and Katie Bell, but sent right back in again as Cadence Man decides to reverse this behind her back this time. Plays it to a teammate in number 9 and Shearer, but Shearer can't get past the roadblock set along those boards by Warnick. Nice moves by Phillips in the neutral zone, cutting back to the middle before sending a long shot wide of the net, goes off for a change. Again, Chishin tries going off the backboards to a teammate, but can't. Trying to get that to the slot, the Wildcats did, but could not. As it gets played, DDD up the boards, cut off by number 14, Callie Franklin, who Franklin gets this down low to Ivy Perkin. Perkin, little shimmy shake down low, gets a pass in front, but no one there for it to connect with. So long boards now chipped up and sent out by this Lightning squad. And now sent onto the stick of Schutte. Schutte, her pass to Perkin, able to just get it there as Perkin strong with it. Decides to go off the boards, trying to get that angle right to get it on the stick of Van Dale, but couldn't now. Perkin trying to jam away at this loose puck. Schutte trying to get that loose puck in the low slot, but sticked away by this Lightning squad. Now blocked up by Winross. Has Timchak with her. Also Minkus. As Minkus just past the blue line, sent it in on net wide and went off for a change. Held in at the point. Thiessen, her shot towards the net. Able to get past a tied up Winross, but Winross gets it back. Up to Pearson. Pearson back up the boards to Winross, but has that taken away and sent out. Hopping over the stick of number 12 in Ann Thiessen. Ann Thiessen calling for the puck again. Ends up going to Brooke Sires. Brooke Sire continues on with it. Brooke Sire trying to send it towards the net, but can't get it there. Approaching the final minute of play in the second period of action. The Wildcats with most of the shots again, but Trill even bigger now than what they entered into this period with on the scoreboard. Now down 3-0 compared to the 2 they were down heading into these next 20 minutes. At the time, 45 seconds remaining, picked up by Tilbury, but her pass behind Holmsen. So that creates a bit of struggles here for this Wildcats team to break out. Turned over, Ellis Pearson, her shot wraparound turned aside by Kylie Hack. So both teams getting some fresh legs out here to end off this period. It's top line back out for this Interlake Lightning squad. Draw one by Minka. Shelby Staples. Her shot just turned aside by the blocker of number 1 in Kylie Hack. 20 seconds remaining now. Westman with some trouble with it. Losing a handle on that puck. Hillhorse behind her own net. She'll just decide to eat this along the boards, or trying to anyways. Timchuk strong on the forecheck, trying to get this puck loose. Minkus in to help. Rhiannon Phillips ties up Minkus. Loose puck squirted to Winross, gets it to the point, and that shot taken way after the buzzer. Wasn't going to count anyways. Westman not going after Sydenham there, though, because she was already in the motion of taking that shot. So it was late, but not that late. And yeah, this Interlake Lightning squad up 3-0 now after the first 40 minutes of play. Can't say enough about that top line. They've been driving the bus here tonight for Interlake. Even if they're not getting in on all the goals like Brianne Winross does, their power play's been very good tonight. It all starts with them gaining control. And, you know, just not forcing it to the middle, keeping it on the outside, and being patient before putting it towards the net and being rewarded with another goal. Oriana Kennedy, sucks to see her go out in this game. But as for You know, Jane Sugimoto, she comes in and gives great relief to this Interlake Lightning squad that's gotten some great goaltending here tonight. We're going to send it to our second intermission screen now, everybody. We'll be back for some more period analysis during the second intermission, as well as, taking you through the rest of the matchups happening in the league and the matchups that have already concluded, and bringing you the third period of action here live from Stonewall. The Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex in Stonewall, Manitoba, the home side, the Interlake Lightning, 20 miles away from win one on the season. Do they have what it takes to hold on, or will it be the Westman Wildcats who come back to snap what is a 4-game losing streak for them heading into tonight? You're watching MFHL Game Day. We'll be back after a short little while here. Everybody stick around for period 3. Welcome back into the Stonewall Veterans Memorial Complex here in Stonewall, Manitoba, as it's the home side and the Interlake Lightning enjoying a 3-0 lead heading into the final 20 minutes of regulation. The goal scorer in that period for the Interlake Lightning ended up being number 22 defenseman and Michaela Sydenham. And for Michaela, ends up being her first goal of her MFHL career. So congratulations to her in terms of MFHL regular season play scoring in there. She's played great tonight. This top line and the top guns in general from Interlake have been really impressive tonight. Look, when you've lost all 9 games you played so far, and you've been close in some of them, right? Like, what's it gonna give? What's it gonna take? This team building off of a strong weekend they had last week out of the province, losing the finals of a tournament, and carrying over that good play into tonight. It's been the top line that's been at the forefront of it, and you need your best players to be your best players in desperate times. And this, kind of a bit desperate for Interlake, is like, you enjoy being close in games, but not being able to come away with a win in your first 9 has to be a bit frustrating for sure. And I mean, credit to them for keeping their high spirits up and for being in this position here tonight and continuing to work away at it. But the job ain't done yet. This Westman Wildcats team is still controlled, the play slightly more in this game. They've had more shots, but for them, like, I've been talking about it, right? And we've been seeing it on display. Even though they're getting shots, they're not always the most high danger. And there's some where they've had some good attempts and they've been even missing the net. But if you're just able to get one to break through, maybe you start to build some momentum in your favor the right way. And then, you start to work your way back in this game. Westman's been chasing this game in terms of the score being down ever since that first period of play. And they'll be looking for something huge in this period to snap a losing streak for themselves, they hope to at least. As they've lost 4 straight coming in, they ended up starting off the season 8-2. But have cooled off since then. A young team going through the learning experiences, a learning curve right now. We want to thank you all for tuning into this one here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, MFHL fans alike, thank you for your support, and we hope to bring you what should be a very interesting and exciting third period here as the refs are back onto the ice. Both teams will be making their way out here shortly. You're watching MFHL Game Day here on G-Show Productions. By the way, we're going to report to you what's been happening from around the rest of the MFHL here tonight as we give you a look at the game's quadruple header here on this Saturday in the league. Start off with a 4-0 win for the Winnipeg Ice, getting back in the win column, snapping a losing streak. Getting to 6-4-1 on the season after starting off the season with a 4-0 record. As for the Interlake Lightning, they're up 3-0. Central Plains down 5-3 in the third to the Winnipeg Avros, and the Eastman Selects up big 5-0 over the Yellowhead Chiefs in Shoal Lake. It's kind of sad about that in a way, to be honest with you. Not that Eastman's winning, but for the fact that Yellowhead, if they scored a goal, there'd be a teddy bear tossed onto the ice. I'm not sure if they ended up doing it regardless, or they'll end up doing it regardless, but yeah, I mean, you'd at least like to see that team get a goal tonight if that ends up being the case. They have to score for them to get the teddy bears tossed on the ice. Because all of those being donated to the Shoal Lake City Food Bank. But yeah, we'll have to, I guess, keep tabs on that to see if Yellowhead can get a goal in on net. As for this game, Westman looking to get a goal in past the goaltending of the Interlake Lightning, which has been strong here tonight so far. Jane Sugimoto in the pipes seemingly for the rest of this game, it looks like, as Oriana Kennedy still on the bench. Must have injured herself, you got to think, on the play that took her out. But we're underway here for period number 3, as this sent all the way into the neutral zone and all the way past that behind the Westman Wildcats goal line for an icing on the play here. And this period brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools, your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. Be sure to check out their website at midcannonfasteners.shop, as well as their store locations in Brandon and Winnipeg today. Bit of sticky ice there in the Interlake Lightning zone. They're able to survive, getting this up to Chimchak. It's Shelby Staples. Staples back with it now off the boards. Rims this opposite side to Winross, or her pass towards the middle, intercepted by the Westman Wildcats. Ivy Perkin now trying to get a pass to the slot, but couldn't. Was defended well by Shelby Staples, as Staples pins up that stick of Perkin along the boards to try to work this puck up the right side. It's back on to Staples. Almost loses her balance. Tries to fire a pass off the boards and out, but that doesn't get out into the slot. Now over that shot. Oh, just high of the net from Waldner. It's a good chance there from number 6, but unable to put it away or even put it on net, as Interlake trying to break out through the middle. This now stripped away in the offensive zone. It goes for an offside afterwards from Smith. She stripped the player away from the puck just outside of the blue line. With that, it'll be Tilbury, who's able to muscle her way through off the face-off draw. Gets a pass over to Waldner, whose shot gets turned aside. Sorry, that was Cadence Mann, who was up from her D position. Shearer tries to get a pass down to number 11 in Smith, but couldn't, as it's Interlake who works it up into the Westman Wildcat zone. Picked up by Shearer, now spinning towards the boards. Now cutting to the middle and making moves up the ice through the neutral zone, being taken down and drawn a penalty in the process on her way through to the offensive zone. And with that, it's the Westman Wildcats who get onto the power play here. For if we take a look at the live game update, from what I've remembered so far in this game, it's only been Interlake that have gotten power plays. And they're not showing them actually here. Actually, they are showing them here on the website.
Interlake Lightning penalty number 10, 2 minutes for hooking.
So it'll be 2 minutes for hooking for this Interlake Lightning team. Gets this Wildcats squad onto the power play for the first time here tonight as they try to work this puck around, but can't send out by this Interlake Lightning squad. Our special teams for this third brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools. Hillhurst, her pass up to number 7, Schutte, as she cuts to the middle, building up more speed. Passed into the Lightning zone now. Coming in on net on Sugimoto, but couldn't pull the trigger. Lost a handle on that puck. She was contested well. Waldner spins around at her blue line. Now cutting in. Waldner, her shot turned aside off that mask of Sugimoto, but Interlake unable to clear it out. Hillhorst, her shot blocked on the way through, as it's on to Perkins' stick. Nice moves. Cut back. Her shot turned aside, just going off of the body of Sugimoto. With that, this top line out here for this Westman Wildcats team on this power play, it couldn't do much, or did some good things to set up, but still couldn't get that ever so important first goal they're looking for here tonight to break this shutout right now. To the slot that goes, but ends up going towards the boards as Smith couldn't whack away at it. Man, trying to hold the line, but couldn't. Puck just hops over her stick. 16:44 remaining now in this third period. 40 seconds left on the power play clock for this Westman Wildcats team. This will be played by Smith across to Fry, as Fry having some trouble with it. Settles it down, gets a D to D to Cadence. Man, that puck going off of the skate of a linesman. Wasn't able to get in for the Wildcats, but they pick it up again, and now working in with speed. It's Ivy Perkin. Back out there after taking a short time off on the bench. Ends up passing it across to Wallner, who tried kicking it up to herself to shoot it, but could not. Allows for Interlake to get possession of that puck and send it all the way down with 5 seconds remaining now. The stick banging away from Jane Sugimoto, and with that we're back to even strength. Turnover forced is Darag. Her shot unable to get through. Side of the net, rebound there, poking away at a Kiesman, but turned aside by Kylie Hack as we're back to even strength as mentioned. Skated up, Reese Schutte with some speed down the right side like a bullet, able to get past number 15 in Warnick. Warnick, though, stays with her well, able to tie her up along the boards with Brooke Sire. That taking a funny bounce along the boards now in the favor of the Wildcats team. As Westman, player got tripped in Callie Franklin, but no call on the play. The refs letting them play. As Cassano bringing it in, trying to trickle towards the net. As that puck did, she tries to meet it, but unable to catch up to it. So it'll be to the blocker side of Jane Sugimoto now. Tilbury to take the draw for a Westman, won by number 5 in Minkus for this Lightning squad. As this played up almost to Timchak, but nice stick by her along the boards, forcing this puck to stay along the boards closest to the bench for the Westman Wildcats. This rimmed all the way around, met by Callie Franklin, able to thread that pass through the skates to one of her Westman Wildcats teammates, but this taken away just as quickly by the Interlake Lightning top line, who sent it towards the net. That was Winross who got a touch on it. Timchak able to work this down low to Chloe Minkus, as Minkus now passes back to Timchak, trying to go back door, but fanned on by number 21. Now Timchak circling around again, gets to that puck, cut off with that pass down low though by Callie Franklin. Franklin staying out there, gets down low to Winross as the rest of her line mates change. Winross will not be able to go any further as the whistle blown for a net that was off of its bearings inside of the Westman Wildcat zone. And with that, we got another face-off coming inside of the Wildcat zone, won by this Lightning squad. Sent through, but not through, as it's blocked up, as it's skated by number 17 in Homeson, taking Staples wide. Homeson protecting, but taking the body while was Staples. That puck forced to the crease. And covered up by Jane Sugimoto. This face-off will be coming to the blocker hand side of Sugimoto now. Draw will be won by the Interlake Lightning. Worked up the boards and trickles out. So the Wildcats pick this puck up. Charlie Shearer in her own end ends up finding the shin pad of Chloe Minkus as she blocks this, takes it down low. Minkus spinning away from the check-in now. Loses an edge down low, but no call on the play. So the refs letting them play still. Timchak trying to go off the boards back to Minkus, but can't now. Playing it off the boards as Cadence Man to herself, as Man we tied up there by Timchak. Timchak forces a turnover again down low and tries to continue up with this puck. Rhiannon Phillips there to cut it off. Touchback to her defenseman and Cadence Man, who gets it across to Charlie Shearer. Tries to work it up the left side, but can't. Forces Westman still try to break out of their own end. We saw the issues they had trying to break out in the first period, and those sort of continuing here in this third. Good forecheck for Interlake to cause that, however. As puck Played to Perkin, tries getting into the slot, ends up to the point for Fry, but has that blocked up. It'll be a delayed penalty as well, coming up to this Interlake Lightning team. So, with 12:35 remaining in the third period of action, Lee Westman is continuing to work away. Rewarded with another power play opportunity. And once again having their top unit out. This power play brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools, your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. Store locations in Brandon and Winnipeg, and also a website. Check out their store locations as well as visiting their website at mccannfasteners.shop. They'll do this over again. Re-Shooty steps back a bit. Going up against Clark here on the draw. So we'll see if they end up kicking one of these players out of the face-off circle. Just getting this time set right now on the scoreboard in the arena. Making sure the penalty to Sydenham is running on the clock, which it is now. As into the skates, having some trouble with it on that pass was Shooty. Gets it back now, as a player of hers was tied up. Longboard Shooty spinning around now, tries to take it down the right side, but was about to be cut off by Warnick, so just got it down low. Clark tries sending this up past the point, but can't. Picked up by this Wildcats team. Shooty, she shoots, scores! Well, exactly what this Westman Wildcats team was looking for. A strike on the power play, and not only that, a quick strike to cut into this 3-0 lead for the Interlake Lightning, which now becomes 3-1. With over halfway left to go in this period, and the Interlake Lightning, they have a few chances to get this puck out, but not quite strong on it. And this time around, it'll be the Westman Wildcats who are able to set it up and get a high-quality shot through past Sugimoto. The screen there on the power play, an accurate shot from Re-Shooty. Tough for number 35 to stop that one, given that context. That goal brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools. So it'll be Ivy Perkin who actually gets credited with this goal off of the tip. We are 15th of the season, continuing to lead the league. Unless Rio Pierre ends up having a huge night on the stat sheet, I'm not too sure. I haven't been able to check. Speaking of high-quality players, here's some high-quality dangles from, I believe, number 2 in Fry. I could be wrong on who that is, but this puck sent all the way back down into the Westman Wildcat zone. So it's onto the stick of Hillhorse. Her pass up the middle, unable to find anybody, is all the way down for an ice, and this one goes. With 11:06 remaining, the Wildcats have life again. Finally capitalizing, fun back of the net for the first time on this Saturday night action in the MFHL on MFHL Game Day. This draw, won by the Interlake Lightning, sent down low. This is played up the boards and sent out again by the Wildcats. Now picked up by the Wildcats, brought inside of their own line, D to D, into the feet a bit. So that pass misses. So laid offside. Homesing couldn't touch that puck up as it's played in deep by the Interlake Lightning now. But cut off by Cadence Mann as she recovers this loose puck. Cadence Mann, trying to skate it up, plays it down the right side, but has it turned over, sent back in again. It's this Wildcats team forced to try to break out from 200 feet, played up the middle, tipped into the neutral zone with a bit of nerves there maybe for a split set. Shelby Staples struggled with it. That puck got sent into the bench, and trying to duck for cover was, I believe, one of the assistant coaches for this Westman Wildcats team, but it hit him anyways. Looking like he's okay, though. As this played off the boards in the neutral zone, now into the feet of a Westman Wildcats player. It's Waldner out there along with Perkin. Of course, Perkin, the recent goal scorer in this game. Brianne Winross cuts to the middle, gets taken down. No penalty called here on the play. It's number 16 in Winross made that strong move to the middle and lost her balance. Winross trying to pick it up again, but can't quite get there. It's played up in the neutral zone. The Wildcats trying to get in on the attack. Waldner gets angled out really well there along the board. So well, in fact, that it creates an offside on the play. Warnick, props to her on that one. As with that, 9:31 remaining, 3-1 the score in favor of the Interlake Lightning. They trail in the shots 15-33. Of course, opposite story on the scoreboard here tonight. Sent all the way down. First one on it, and Thiessen burrowed her way up as this ends up into the neutral zone now. Sent all the way into the Wildcat zone, and first on it, Callie Franklin trying to shimmy shake past Brooke Sire, and she does. Strong on her stick. Get this puck out. Almost, though, as it's still sent in. As Alice Pearson has a bit of trouble there with Vandale. As Vandale down the right side, her shot turned aside by Sugimoto. Loose puck picked up by this Wildcats team up to the point to Casson. Her shot off of the skates of a Lightning player. Smith, her shot unloaded on, turned aside by Sugimoto. As the Westman Wildcats looking to get back. A sustained offensive zone time forecheck once again. We'll see if they can create a cycle here along Walt Tilbury. Loses that into the feet of Alice Pearson. This ends up down low. Being pinned along the boards now is Kiesman. Picking it up is Tilbury for the Wildcats. Brooke Sire there for the Lightning. Chips this up. The boards on that. Below the goal line. As this picked up by the Wildcats. Getting towards the front of the net, but can't get a great shot there was Smith. She put one move on the Lightning's defense. But the Lightning defenseman stayed on her with great persistence. No call there on that play. The trip on Ann Thiessen, but this will be called. This icing all the way down into the Wildcat zone, back into the Lightning zone here, with 7:48 remaining in this period of action. You're watching MFHL Game Day here on G-Show Productions. Thanks for tuning in and watching here on this Saturday night. We know there's many other places you could be, so we thank you for choosing here. The Wildcats looking to get back. Then another one in this game here as they trail 3-1, but that move by Winross stopped up at the very last moment. As the Lightning making their way towards the net, cut off well there by the Wildcats. Puck picked up and sent up to Reese Schutte, who backhands this in. We'll look to get in on the forecheck. Shelby Staples, who gets to the puck first. Went D-to-D. It goes onto the stick of Winross as it bounced to her. Turned over, though, high up in the zone. It's Reese Schutte. Huge creator of the first goal. Can she create another? No, this time being stone cold by number 35 in Sugimoto. Loose puck picked up, though. Back to the point. Fry, her shot goes off of Shelby Staples as she was able to get a body in front to block that one. But held in by the Wildcats still at the point. Callie Hillhorst's pass doesn't go. Watch a Reese Schutte stick. Schutte able to get this down low to Perkin. Perkin maneuvers to the backhand. Almost tucks that on that right side. Able to get it up to the point. D-to-D it goes. Hillhorst, her shot. Oh, huge block there by Timchak. It's been all over it here today as that ends up getting to the net. Covered up by Sugimoto, and I mean, we talk about that top line, but more specifically, Timchak's effort tonight. It's been most notable on the forecheck. She ends up, of course, scoring the first goal of this game here tonight. As a timeout, I believe, being called right now by the Westman Wildcats, but it's just a selfless effort in putting the team first, stepping up like she has tonight. It's been great to see, but you know, also doing it and putting in that work with the little details in the defensive zone. It's a coach's dream for sure. And Interlake's coaching staff has to be happy with what they've been able to see from a player like number 21 in Ireland, Timchak, tonight. Sides out of Oakbank, Manitoba. Into her final year here in the league. Should mean if they're able to hold on to a win here today, here tonight as I should say, it would be even more special for a player like Timchak, who going into her final years experienced a lot of downs and a lot of ups last year with this Interlake Lightning team. But sent out, this puck goes back into the Westman zone as it's stretched up. Now onto the stick of Schutte. Cuts to the middle. Nice stick to knock that away from her. In on net now that puck goes, but turned aside by Jane Sugimoto. And that's been a key tonight in the Interlake Lightning's game, is this Westman Wildcats team, yes, they've been able to establish the zone, and they've attempted to cut to the middle and get to the high danger scoring areas, but for the most part, it's been good sticks from this Interlake Lightning team to disrupt it and get in lanes, and just like that, cutting off those passes, going into the slot, and having numbers there. The motto and the memo been received by the players here tonight for Interlake. Another huge takeaway down low, this time on Ivy Perkin. It was Chloe Minkus getting on her. Controlled at the point though for Westman. Hillhorst has that blocked up by number 16 in Brianne Winross. Out low slot, side of the net, trying to bang that home for the Wildcats. Number 15 in Perkin, who takes us on the backhand. Perkin swiftly up to Fry, goes cross ice to opposite point to Hillhorst, but couldn't hold that in. Hillhorst just sends that in deep again and gets it back. Cross ice snapped onto the stick of Ivy Perkin as Perkin driving to the net, trying to dangle through, but a huge defensive skate there from Ellis Pearson to eliminate that chance. Sent up all the way down into the Westman Wildcats zone as Interlake able to survive another potential high-danger scoring opportunity for this Wildcats team. Here they go again now. It's Tilbury dangling through. Nice stick to knock that away on the defense of the latest goal scorer in this game in Sydenham, though. Once again, Interlake doing the job in their own end. Gotta wonder if this Wildcats team may be close to their boiling point here in terms of just being frustrated and not being able to get what they want going offensively to the highest level here tonight. I mean, 39 to 15 are the shots, but just seems like there's something right now that, holding them back, not quite going their way. And a huge part of that been the defensive efforts of the sticks from the Interlake Lightning and getting their bodies into lanes and all that good stuff. Here we go, getting the body the stick on puck, number 6 in Kiesman, who continues down low, ends up taking a spill into the boards. No call on the play, dangling to the middle now, Tilbury through the neutral zone, now down the left side in the Interlake zone. That shot turned aside off of a glove save from Sugimoto. With 4:08 remaining here, 10 minutes before 10 on this Saturday night. These two teams getting close to after hours here. 3-1 the score in favor of the Interlake Lightning, looking to hold on for their first one of the season. Minkus pushes through the neutral zone, sends a pass in the direction of Winross. That doesn't go, but Winross able to be strong along the boards. Try to move this puck up. Can't though, as it's taken away by this Westman Wildcats team. Onto the stick, Ivy Perkin has Waldner with her, but covered up well. It's Waldner by this Lightning defense. And back into the neutral zone, it ends up going. Passed over to Timchak. Her shot, just getting a piece of it there. Kylie Hack would have been 21 second of the night. As this touched up now into the skates, Ivy Perkin. Back into the Westman zone. with 3:15 remaining. Ivy Perkin down the left side, looking for options. Draw pass there, shooting denied by Sugimoto. As that shot from the point, unable to get through and picked up. That dynamic duo trying to set something up, but the magic just not there tonight. Maybe they still got a bit more left in store as Perkin tries to shoot that off balance, but nice job by Ann Chishin to stay with her. As this puck unable to be held in by Callie Franklin, she ends up turning this over now to the stick of Kiesman, who gets this into the Westman zone. 2:37 remaining in this game for Westman, doing as much as they can, I think, right now to push and create these chances from their top guns, but a bit too good of goaltending here tonight for the Interlake Lightning squad, and their defense just doing enough to survive as this passed across. Hillhorse banks it off for boards, trying to get past Thiessen, which he does, but Timchak was there to cut it off. As now cutting off Smith, robbing her out down low, Alice Pearson. As Winross now along the boards gets tied up. Schutte along with Van Dale out there swinging at the puck with Smith, but she misses. Now it's onto the stick of Chloe Minkus as she skates it up. Minkus one-on-one on Hillhorst along the board, spins away, gets it to Timchak, sends it towards the net but wide. As this sent it to the neutral zone behind the back of Waldner with under 2 remaining in this one, coming up on a minute 30. We'll see when Hack gets the signal to come to the bench. Now she does, as Troy Gold pointing to her, yelling at her, and that gets her attention. Down low, this puck ends up to the point now to Cadence Mann as she received that pass across. Had it blocked by Brianne Winross. 6-on-5 now for this Westman team, controlled down low by Perkin. Took it off the skates and played it back to the point. Now it's to Perkin again. Low shot, can't get through the blocked up traffic lane from the Interlake Lightning. Under 1 minute to play now in this period of action as Winross has trouble with it outside of her own blue line. Picked up skating again by Callie Franklin as Franklin loses this in the skates of Brooke Sire for Interlake. Tries getting this up off the boards, but could not. This ends up along the boards. Tied up a bit. 40 seconds remain. Interlake just looking to get this puck out or eat it along the boards. Westman trying to get it loose for a few more opportunities in this one as 30 seconds remain. Opposite point, it goes to Hillhorst. Her shot, another huge block though. That doesn't allow it to get through by Brooke Sire. Loose puck picked up by Minkus. She'll look to skate this out with a bit of speed. Strong skating through that neutral zone by this Interlake Lightning team to get it out. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say, as Interlake gets the puck out with 10 seconds left, that Interlake Lightning fans, for the first time in this MFHL regular season, you get to go home and enjoy a win on the night, as it's the Interlake Lightning with a huge one here to get in the win column for the first time tonight. Starting off up 2-0 after the first period, extending their lead out to 3-0 in that second. The Westman Wildcats pushed and pushed and pushed, but Interlake with an excellent display of persistence in the defensive zone. Excellent display of goaltending from Jane Sugimoto, who came in relief for Oriana Kennedy, who was her backup heading into this game, as she rejoins her team, Oriana Kennedy, that is, near the front of the line. The goal scorers in this game here tonight for the Westman Wildcats, it ended up being, as we take a look, the Westman Wildcats, it was Ivy Perkin who ended up scoring. Under halfway left in that final period to play, but goals from Ireland, Timchak, Brooke Sire in the first period, and Michaela Sydenham, and the good enough display of just getting bodies into lanes to block shots and, getting big saves from their goaltending was enough for Interlake to hold on to this one tonight, and it was a spirited affair. They got outshot heavily, 41-16, but did enough to survive in their own end tonight, only giving up 1 goal, which was impressive off of those 41 shots. Yeah, I thought for the Westman Wildcats, they got more and more high-quality chances as this game went along. That top duo of Schutte and Perkin were creating all night long, but it was the last-ditch efforts from the Interlake Lightning, the big saves and tight that were the key, the difference for them in this game tonight, as well as when you get the special teams opportunities and taking advantage of them, that also helps. And what led to them was just hard work by them, keeping their feet moving, continuing to skate to draw most of those penalties here tonight. So, yeah, long drive ahead back to Winnipeg here. I mean, not the longest from Stonewall to Winnipeg, but long enough for me on this Saturday night. This is after 10 o'clock almost here as well. Almost 10, 3 minutes before at 9:57 Central Time. Yeah, we're going to go with players of the game now. Starting with the loser side in the Westman Wildcats. With this one tonight, brought to you by Make Hand Fasteners and Tools for the loser side. You know, I'm going to give it to Reese Schutte. I thought that Reese looked so explosive tonight and was making a lot of great things happen. She ends up creating that goal off of that shot that gets tipped in by her teammate in Ivy Perkin. Just, yeah, her efforts as well as Ivy and the rest of their top guns for Westman tonight and their team wasn't quite enough, but Reese was still very noticeable. Probably the player that I noticed the most out here on the ice besides Ivy Perkin. So, yeah. One of those two players, I think it's justified that they get it, and we decide to go with number 7 in Reese Schutte, a part of that dynamic duo of her and Perkin. That's the loser side of the player of the game, brought to you by Cannon Fasteners and Tools. As for Cannon Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia for the player of the game for the winner's side, for the first time this year in the Interlake Lightning. And this game doesn't get won without, of course, their goaltending stepping up the way it did, for them making the plays they did in the defensive zone. So many players, sacrificing the body tonight. But a driver of their offense tonight was that first line, and, they ended up creating great offensive zone time. And at the forefront of that tonight, in my opinion, was number 21 in Ireland Timchek, who was an absolute monster on the forecheck tonight, forced countless turnovers, shift after shift, and created, scoring opportunities for her team. Even that effort expanded back into the defensive zone as we saw some huge blocks from her. Late in this game, she gets to the right place at the right time to open up this game in the scoring, scoring a garbage goal off that rebound to make it 1-0. And was really impressed with her energy, her grit tonight. She gets player of the game, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store, for our player of the game for the winning side tonight for the Interlake Lightning. It was going to take something special tonight for the Interlake Lightning to come away with the win, and a statement game for them. Not only taking down a team that is made to the finals 3 of the last 4 years and has won an MFHL championship before in the Westman Wildcats, with how storied their history is as a franchise, but the statement being that something had to give for one of these teams to get back in the win column. They had lost 4 straight coming in the Westman Wildcats, and for the Interlake Lightning, they hadn't won a game. So how would you respond trying to win your first game of the year, trying to keep up your good momentum from last week, going up against a team that was coming in with a lot of desperation, the Westman Wildcats looking to get back in the win column? You come out with a game like this and a result like this, A+ all around from this Interlake Lightning squad, as we take one last look at the standings here, which will be updated soon on our social media pages as well as on next week's edition of the MFHL podcast. But it is the Westman Wildcats who fall to 8-7 now on the season. They'll, of course, be back in action tomorrow in Shoal Lake to face off against the Yellowhead Chiefs, who are coming off of a loss tonight against the Eastman Selects. Not sure what the final score was there. Check out MFHL U18AAA.com for those details. But as for the Interlake Lightning, they now move to their first win of the season, still in dead last, but definitely a game they'll want to build on, or build off of, as they'll be back in action tomorrow in Arborg, Manitoba, to take on the Winnipeg Avros, who extended their winning streak to 11 tonight against the Central Plains Capitals with the 5-3 victory. As for myself, Graham the G Show Forsyth, want to thank our sponsors in McKenna Fasteners and Tools, Terrico Goaltenders, as well as Kent Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia for sponsoring another edition of MFHL Game Day. Special thanks to you, the viewer, for tuning in as well tonight and for supporting us here for another MFHL Game Day, everybody. Until next time, MFHL fans, for an all-new MFHL Game Day, when we'll see you in December. I've been your host and play-by-play commentator, Graham the G Show Forsyth, as this concludes our post-game show. Shooty getting the player of the game tonight for the Westman Wildcats and their losing cause. Alan Timchak getting the player of the game for the Interlake Lightning in their big first one of the season. They take their first win of the season through their first 10 games, 3-1 over the Westman Wildcats, as Westman loses their 5th in a row. So Westman get back in the win column tomorrow, as Interlake keep it going with a huge game tomorrow against the Avros. Check out the MFHL's website to find out. But for us at G Show Productions, that's going to do it, everybody, live here from Stonewall, Manitoba, for another edition of MFHL Game Day. Lightning win it, first one of the year, a huge one, 3-1. Over a storied franchise in the Westman Wildcats. Good night, everybody. Take care.